All right, guys, good morning. Welcome to our morning market update for Tuesday, January the 9th of 2018. This is George Papazov from TRADEPRO Academy. We're starting our second day here of the live trading bootcamp. I'm super excited to be with you. We're going to talk about a few things today, including crude oil, gold, and where we think support prices could be in the near future, as well as some talks between North and South Korea, the Consumer Electronics Show, and why GoPro tanked yesterday and the reasons behind that. So we got a lot to cover in today's morning market update. Let's get started by taking a tour around the world. In Asia, Japan's up 0.6%, so it's up pretty strong. Hong Kong's up 0.4 percentage points as well. China's up 0.1%. India's up 0.3%, and that rounds out the market in Asia. Bullish all across the board. Green, green, green. Also, I apologize a little bit about the darkness of this video. It's not that I'm dark. I got a pretty colorful personality. It's just the light blew out, and I'm waiting for the new one. So you guys will see better lighting in the next 2 days. In Europe here at midday, London's up 0.4%, Paris is up 0.6%, and Frankfurt's up 0.2% as well. So green across the board in Europe as well. Asia's strong, Europe is strong also. Futures here in the United States in the morning, Dow Jones is up 0.1%, S&P and NASDAQ are both flat. So we're seeing a little bit of a slower move so far early on the United States. But the last couple of days when we've seen a green Asian session and a green European session, that's led to some upside in equity markets in the US. So we got to come into today with a bullish sentiment. We have to come in expecting a little bit of a rally. We have to pick good opportunities to try to participate on that rally. And if it fails, then we fade it. So we're going to talk about that in the trading room with some levels and trade ideas in a moment after this morning market update. All right, crude oil is up 0.4% overnight. And yesterday, the price of crude oil head faked. It broke out to a new high, and then it quickly got faded down back inside of the range with some weak volume. When you start to see these things happen with a fake breakout and decreasing volume, that starts to mean that the buyers are a little exhausted. So here's what I'm doing on crude oil today. I'm going to start selling rallies, and I'm going to start fading this price down into the support levels below that we sent our swing trader subscribers on a daily and weekly basis. Our newsletter covers a lot of that detail. So I'm going to start trading oil to the downside. In terms of gold, gold's down about 0.5 percentage point today to 1315.70. I think it's retracing and headed down to about 1290 to 1300 support. So we got another $10 to $15 drop in the price of gold potentially coming out. And I can't help but sell rallies on this thing. So when it rallies, I'm going to look for opportunities to get short and take some quick profits throughout the day. I think we could trade the downside until we get into some of the support levels below. All right, if you're a swing trader, you can't be short because you're going with the trend. So you got to wait for a support level to come in, hash itself out, prove itself to you, and then get on board the long gold trade. Day traders, you could fade momentum. That's one of the beauties of day trading. You can be a little bit more active and play both sides. All right, there's some news here that North Korea and South Korea have agreed to hold joint talks. That's with the Olympics going out into that part of the world. And I think I have a feeling this could be a proxy meeting. I think the South Korea is a proxy for the United States. So they're able to actually have a joint talk and kind of still maintain their tough guy image. So I call that the peacock syndrome. You fluff your feathers out and you act tough in public, but actually behind the scenes you're negotiating and you do want to see a peaceful resolution. I don't understand why that's just not something they talk about. They say, hey, let's find a peaceful resolution. Let's cooperate. I think that works best in today's world. But anyways, that's what's driving some of that risk on sentiment, some potential talks of the two sides coming to the table and talking about this escalation the last couple months from the Korean Peninsula. All right, today's economic calendar at 8:55, we had Redbook chain store sales. 10 a.m. we have JOLTS. That's the JOLT stands for job openings and labor turnover surveys. It's not a major economic announcement, but seeing how the previous Friday in non-farm payrolls came out a little bit negative, I think traders are going to be curious to see what the JOLTS number says. If it comes out bullish, it could infuse a little bit of positive sentiment, at least temporarily, into this market. All right, today the International Consumer Electronics Show, the CES for short, is launching. It's a 4-day event. There's going to be over 4,000 exhibitors in Las Vegas. And if you're living in Las Vegas, I'd love to see the clubs and parties there the next 4 days. There's over 170,000 participants in this thing, and consumer electronics have become really popular. I remember back in the day when I liked consumer electronics, everyone used the N-word. They called me a nerd. Well, here I am getting my day. So some noticeable showcases are augmented and virtual reality. There's going to be some stuff on artificial intelligence, robotics, tech wearables, 3D printing, the Internet of Things, self-driving cars are going to be displayed, and a lot of other cool things that we don't really need but would be helpful to have. That's going on. Meanwhile, at the same time, while these consumer electronics go in the forefront in the world, Apple rumored, it's not rumored, it's confirmed. There's images of the actual hardware. An Apple iPhone battery explodes in one of the stores in Zurich. So it's interesting if that starts to circulate through the media, if that leads to some concerns with Apple, and if it leads to some traders and investors selling out of their positions to lock profit. Apple's enjoyed quite a bit of a rally, and I could see some profit taken here on this news if it becomes a little bit more widespread and mainstream. So keep an eye out for that. You heard it here first. Can't talk this morning. You heard it here first at TRADEPRO Academy. Keep an eye out on that. That could be big stuff. Remember the Note 7 from Samsung, when that battery exploded, what it led to recalls, whole bunch of lost revenue, and the stock got punished. So you got an early indicator there. One other thing I want to talk to you in today's morning market update, Donald Trump is going to be replacing the vice chair. This is a second in command in the Federal Reserve, Stanley Fischer, who resigned in October. So Donald Trump will have the opportunity to shape the Fed once again. He hired Jay Powell as Janet Yellen's replacement. That move wasn't very left field. It wasn't Donald Trump-esque. It was pretty much what the market had expected and hoped for. Let's see if the vice chair replacement, which is second in command in the post and a very important role, if that falls in line with market expectations as well. All right, let's touch on this last thing. GoPro is down big time yesterday. There was news that the company cut 20% of its workforce. That's 1/5. 1 out of every 5 people in the office is gone at GoPro. And that was big news. It started to sell off a little bit in the morning. We saw that in the morning report. We saw GoPro shares tank. And then in the afternoon, they said the following. They said, if the right opportunity presented itself, it's something that we would consider, GoPro said in a statement. What are they talking about in terms of selling themselves to another company, looking for a merger and acquisition type play, an M&A move? Keep an eye out on those shares. That's why they rebounded. So it's very risky to trade a company that is going through some potential acquisition. But if you see big sell-offs and you believe in GoPro and you believe that it's going to migrate with another company to succeed, it might not be a bad shot at the company. But always remember this: invest money you can afford to lose. Don't put in your retirement savings, all of it, into GoPro. Take a shot, take a flyer on a couple $1,000, a couple of shares, whatever you have, whatever your account size is. Take a 1% flyer if you want to, but be very careful at the same time, because this trade is going to have some volatility into it, to say the least, especially if an acquisition is announced. All right, so there you go. GoPro's week. Donald Trump to replace vice chair here. The International Consumer Electronics Show is ongoing, so there's going to be some excitement around the tech sector overall. It could lead to buying in the technology sector. You're looking at the tech ETF. You're looking at NASDAQ as well. You're looking at Apple, Google, Netflix, Amazon, the tech companies, for signs of that. North and South Korea are coming to the table. And gold, crude, we're selling rallies down to support while we're bullish on equities. That's our morning market update. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section below. Please like, share, subscribe. Love to be able to provide you guys more content. And our community is growing. I'm really happy and thankful for you and being here and watching this update with us every morning. So you guys have yourselves a great day. Trade well, trade careful, manage your risk, and trade like a trade pro. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another dark morning market update. And then I'm hoping to get the lights by Wednesday or Thursday at the very least. The good news is when I get these new lights, you guys are going to say, wow, you're too well lit. I replaced the ring light. So I have a light that's round for something different. And when you guys see it, you're going to be like, wow, it's excessive. I'm excessive. Take care. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. All right, trade pros, let's get started here. Let's open up the room. Equities on a bit of a ramp going into the open. Let's draw some levels and get ready for some trades for the